interesting members among us. So now the next time we invite Mr. Yo already. Mr. Yo say okay, right? Roy arranged the date. Then we ask Mr. Also.
No,
then we no. Also I help you lah. I stand here. Then you talk because these are expertise that we all don't know. Because you see, when Chua came to speak on origin point therapy, he did it and he find it very useful, right?
I learned up. I practice it.
Yeah, I also practice it now. Every day I practice on my husband, he practice on me. Yeah, good.
Son.
On matchboxes.
Huh?
I taught once already on collecting matchboxes.
Oh, you taught before, huh?
Yeah.
So do you want to talk matchboxes? I never heard matchboxes.
SMS.
Shall we? Cannot. Your revision for your revision. For Ellen heard or not? Matchboxes.
He's my husband.
Thanks God for your support. You know Bob Hope the Joker. Bob Hope the marriage stays on very solid, and people ask him what is his secret. His secret is because his wife is his soundboard. Every time he practice a joke, he practice on his wife, and that is also the reason why his wife never attend any of his presentation. He said, still joke already. So she was the one. So this was the secret of their marriage, So funny. So we have good speaker, we will have Alan, we will have matchboxes, and then we will have Mr. Ho. Mr. Ho also must tell us something about your career. No need to tell us your career, just tell us what you do. Tell us some sickening clients that come and then make your day blue, also can. Then next time we dare not become that kind of customer, Okay? So, today I'm going to talk to you all about a man who has a mission, and he thinks that this is something that is needed in the world. And so he started it. So I start the first video. The first video is from live in Singapore with another man, Jack Sim. Jack Sim is my brother. It's nice to have a brother. You always think he's stupid, little boy, and then he grew up to do good things, and he keep on doing a lot of good things. You heard of this place where you have the blind dining? Have you been to a place where first you sit in the river boat in Singapore river? You blindfold you lah. When you go there, they blindfold you. I cannot remember where it is already. They blindfold you, and then you go in. They lead you to a boat. Then you sit on the boat. Then you hear all the sound of the Singapore river in your boat. After some time, maybe 15 minutes, then they hold you up. All blindfold lah. Then they bring you to a place and they blindfold you, but still you are in the dark. Then all the blind people will come and serve you. So when you are blind, when you can see, you will realize that the blind world is fantastic when you close your eyes. You rely on your hearing. So Jack started this idea, then talk, and he sell the idea, so people are doing it already. I cannot remember the place. Ellen, do you know the place? But this is a dining area.
I heard of it.
You heard of it, You heard of it, but didn't go. Just like me lah. I also, my brother. So I asked him, how does it going on? He says yes. And also, have you always watched this show from Jack Neo called 人人有份? Everybody's business. Jack Neo, you know Jack Neo or not?
Yeah.
Jack Neo got one show called 人人有份. That was motivated by Jack to tell Jack Neo until Jack Neo started that one. And you see how the Indian people, he motivated the Indian people, and to this day the Indian people still haven't started their show. And Jack Neo started ours in Singapore. But because most of us, maybe we see toilet dirty, we complain, right? Then we don't care. Then after we do our business already, then we say, clean and go out. That's all, isn't it? But nobody see it as a problem, and it is a very serious problem. So now we are going to show you a show that is in the YouTube. Actually, I don't need to talk. If I go to the internet, I keep on showing you all the interview and everything. Then in the end, I say, okay, bye-bye. But I thought you all must come and learn something, besides seeing all the hoo-ha about what he is doing. Okay, Mr. Teo, we will start the first show. The first show is this Hong Kong person asking Jack, how did this come about?
This one is it?
This one.
This is it. But no sound. How come? Yeah.
To be there. If it isn't, to get upset, you call the building management, or maybe the waterworks department, or the equivalent wherever you are. And the opposite side of the equation, of course, sanitation. Now, here's a shocker. Okay, I'll bet very few of you out there knew this fact. An estimated 2.6 billion people around the world do not have access to basic sanitation, and that comes down to basic health, obviously, and survival for many in the developing world. So, talk about the haves and the have-nots. The WTO is aiming to change that, and no, I am not talking about the World Trade Organization. I'm talking about something much more salient and basic to the topic at hand. The World Toilet Organization, founded by former real estate developer Jack Sim of Singapore in 2001. A whole host of events upcoming on the imminent calendar, and Jack joins myself and Javelin's Steve Davies out of the Lion City today. Jack, welcome to the program. It's nice seeing you. It's been quite a while. 2.6 billion people. I'm pretty darn sure that last time we talked, it was still about 2.6 billion people who did not have access to basic sanitation. Who has failed what, and why is it taking so long to do the basics in life?
One of the big problems is that they don't talk about toilets and sanitation, and sanitation is bundled together with water, so it's called san, water and sanitation. And once you put the two together, everybody talks about water. And then they call sanitation black water, wastewater, grey water, and they don't talk about sanitation. And in the process, they learn very little.
Who's they? Who's they? Are we talking about
These are
governments,
the UN,
municipalities? Okay.
Absolutely. The government, the UN system, the humanitarian aid organization, the foundations, all the community are talking about water.
And are they blind, or do they just have bad people advising them?
I think that there is such a thing called charismatic species. So if you are talking about saving the forest, you save a panda or tiger, and you're not saving the deer. So this is the vanity of the world community. You talk about things that are spectacular, but fortunately, World Toilet Organization has been able to break the taboo on toilets by making it a humorous subject, calling ourselves the WTO. It works very well.
I am banking, okay, without knowing the specifics of the topic at hand here, as well as you do anyway, that this is really divided, this has really polarized the society. It really is divided into the haves and have-nots. It's going to be the poor regions of the Indonesian archipelago that have more of a problem with this than Jurong or Woodlands in Singapore. In Hong Kong, we don't even talk about it. We complain the public toilets don't smell as nice or are not as clean as we would like them, but we do have access to basic sanitation, even though the fact that it was until very, very recently in history that we stopped discharging raw sewage into Victoria Harbour is lost on much of the public. The rich don't have a problem with it. Singapore, Hong Kong does not have a problem with this. It's going to be Indonesia, parts of the Philippines, etc., which just exacerbates the problem, right?
Yes. And the solution to this is using the marketplace, because if you imagine that 2.5 billion or 2.6 billion people do not have a proper toilet, it means that there are such a big number of customers potentially going to buy something, and the poor has always been portrayed as a destitute, and the people in developed country has now to understand that the poor are one of the biggest buyer of handphones, television, and there are big stratas of poor, and the income poor, they should start to buy toilets. Lots of them have television and no toilets. So it's a big marketplace. We calculate that if you have divide that by 5, you get 500 million household toilets to be sold, and also the workplace toilet, the school toilet, the religious building toilet is going to be about 1 billion toilets to be sold. Then after that you have the soap and supplies. It's about $1 trillion US dollar marketplace.
Wow. There is a big business here somewhere. I don't know the answer to it. But Steve, from Javelin, let me ask you, has what we're talking about with Jack today, has this ever entered into any of your analysis? Have you even thought about this topic before?
No, I will be the first to admit that one doesn't. I mean, you talk about sort of general levels of infrastructure spending, and when you talk about infrastructure spending, you talk mainly about roads and water systems and telecoms, but you don't talk about the basics such as sanitation. But Jack was telling me a little bit earlier on that in 2 days' time it's World Toilet Day, which I'd be interested to learn a little bit more about what that's going to involve and what events and really what the serious message is that's underpinning all of that.
Jack, it's interesting that the world becomes so fixated on things like getting a computer into every child's hands, no child left behind or whatever, and we want to make $2,000 cars like the Nano in India, and yet has anybody risen to the occasion? Has anybody said, okay, I am going to be the big toilet provider, I'm going to do good, I'm going to provide basic health and sanitation, and I'm going to get rich in the process? Maybe the thing keeping them from that is you can make a toilet, you can make a cheap toilet, God knows those exist, but I, as a private entrepreneur, cannot lay all the pipes. I cannot set up waste incineration or waste disposal plants. The governments have to do their part. The private sector can't do everything in this case.
The fortunate thing is there's lots of technology right now with on-site treatment, so you don't need a sewage pipe. Just like the handphone now don't have a wire attached to it, the sanitation has a standalone ecological sanitation system. And this costs between $30 to $300, and it's quite affordable by the income poor. And there are a lot of manufacturers on the ground making this, but I think that if we have an IKEA flat pack model that we can mass produce millions and millions of units, we can make toilet very, very sexy because we make them color, and we can make it very, very cheap. Flat packs ship all over the world, and you need the emotional appeal of a sexy toilet to drive the poor to want to buy the toilet, because if they are openly defecating all the time, they don't find that why should I go into a toilet. But once it becomes a lifestyle trend, then you have a lot of followers.
Okay, I never thought of a toilet sexy, but when I need one and can't find one, I'm telling you, it's decidedly unsexy. Give me a quick answer here. We're almost out of time. You got 20 seconds, Jack. Bear with me. World Toilet Day happens in 2 days. What's going to happen? What do you got planned?
World Toilet Day started in 2001. This year we have Unilever as the global sponsor of this day, and we're going out there with all the media, very, very strong coverage. A lot of people are going to talk about it, and talking drives demand.
Okay. Jack, it's great talking to you, and congratulations on nailing that sponsorship with Unilever. Steve, back to the drawing board. Toilets for all, an important component in your next annual investment strategy. Steve Davies and Jack Sim, our guests on the show. That'll do it for Asia Confidential. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, close. So what do you learn from this? The man who is in the investment management, no, there's no more. We don't want this already. Because they are continuing. The man who is in the investment wing, he don't know anything about World Toilet. So the meeting was very important for Jack. What Jack do? Hong Kong. So what Jack do is, since I have the media for free, I will continue touching the media and let the media reach out to the masses. Okay, so now I'm going to show you another show.
Before you show me the next film, I have some actually comments regarding this. This is the first time I actually see this video clip. So it's just came into my mind. Now Jack is actually portraying that we should make the toilet sexy and so on. And he actually, with energy, the handphone is actually doing. So it's actually saying that we should actually promote the sexy toilet so that people will go and buy it and so on. Let's face it, the very first thing, when you have a handphone, especially today's kind of situation, maybe connectivity is actually also bringing opportunity of business and making a living. That's why people is chasing for it also, beside some fanciful thing and so on. Yeah. Then comparing the handphone and the toilet, I think is totally not comparable. The toilet is sitting in a corridor. Who is going to actually see the sexy toilet? You can make it colorful, but nobody actually seeing it. By handphone, you are carrying in your hand and you are walking all over the place. That is why all these branded goods are actually attracting people to, because you can show off, you can actually bring up your status, and you can actually get people to have confidence on you, giving you business and so on, because you have a Rolex watch. But not a handphone, not the toilet.
That's very good. Then,
So that is when I look at it, that is my first impression.
Yes.
I think it's very
but
difficult
Jack
to
is
actually
making
prove
it.
in that
Jack
sense.
is making it happen. You see, so the
I
next.
think the cost of it is important, and also putting in the infrastructure so that all the toilet can be connected. That is important.
No, Jack says there's no need to be connected. If you've been to in Australia, I don't mean go on guided
Yes,
tour.
that only happen when it is in the countryside, not in the city.
Yeah.
The city is actually really the place that you know it's really very dangerous. They are all overpopulated.
Yes.
Yeah, and they
Correct.
don't have the infrastructure to really treat and then to discharge the sewage.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's all I want to mention.
Very
Otherwise
good.
it become
Thank
like-
you for your comments. So you say it gets alive. Number one, some of the questions you say are all happening, are all working on it. You see, the thing is exactly what you say. People would pay for a Louis Vuitton, but people say, what for? I go toilet, I just go and squat there and do it. You see, a lot of habits you have even to educate people that you need a toilet. See, so this is a very hard thing.
Let's say you can have $30 or $300. So it's not very clear. How do you get a toilet for $30? And then what you do is like a pot. But what you have said is very true. Myanmar maid, a lot of people employ Myanmar maid. They have no toilet. You know where's the toilet when they come to work in Singapore? Your drain. They just squat on a drain and then they do it on a drain. And that's to them is toilet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we are trying to say is correct.
Yeah.
No
You see,
toilet. But I want to ask about this $30 toilet. How to
okay.
get $30
So
toilet?
it's not in that thing. So I answer you
Yeah,
first.
but the other thing
What
is,
do they
I
do?
understand is you don't need a pipe system.
You don't need a pipe system, it's true.
Not old fashioned, is well tried by you. Septic
Septic
tank.
tank.
That is well known.
Yes,
septic
yes.
tank.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is not cheap, you know.
That's
No,
not cheap.
we do a lot of, you see,
And that only happen when you're in the countryside, when you have a lot of land.
Land, when you're
Yes,
in the garden.
yes.
It takes some time for the biological
Yes, but
function
if
to
you are at the
actually upgrade
city-
it, you know.
And then there must be people to come in. Take the
No,
remote.
but if
May
you're
or
at
may
the
not.
city,
May or may not.
we are also activating the government to do so. Especially, we are going to do real grid in India next year.
But what I'm trying to actually bring forward the things, you know.
I tell
The
you,
problem is actually in the city and not in the countryside.
no,
So much.
same thing lah, all the same lah. I tell you lah, honestly speaking, what you all say is an impossible dream. That is what Jack is doing. A lot of imagination, a lot of motivation, and a lot of creative work has to be done, but it's doing. Now we come back to the very cheap toilet, okay? So what do? They use plastic mold to let the poor have a career. So entrepreneurship to the poor. So the poor have job by making very cheap toilet. They mold the toilet very just like disposable plate, plastic. So it's very flimsy, right? So you bring home, you can afford that kind of toilet seat, no? You see, you make the mold. After you will see the mold, you make the mold, and the mold is also
Actually,
there's a costing.
You just referring to those portable, you know, special fun fan and so on. Those portable
After
those
show
are
you lah.
plastic.
After show you, there are many
So
things
very
that
fancy.
there are many things that you haven't seen, but the point is they make very flimsy mold shape. Because that's where you want to sit, right? Not dirty. Then you go home and you put mud underneath. Then you put a toilet lah. You put mud to secure it lah. Or else you sit in shipwreck. Okay, afterwards you see. But before the Hong Kong awareness, actually the true thing is all those people in the world who don't need toilet, who don't have toilet, they don't need toilet, they don't care about toilet, but they have the biggest problem. So after Jack started to talk in Singapore, and Singapore government don't want to support anyway, so Jack continued talking. It is the Swiss who started, and because the Swiss, those European people who don't have a toilet problem are the people who look at those people who have toilet problem and says, Jack, we support you. And that's how it became World Toilet Organization. So Jack is very creative. You see, World WTO means World Trade Organization. So you put, this is called the other WTO. Then it's easy, people will remember, you see. So there's a lot of creative idea over it. So this is a film made by Americans, some good people, and they make this film, and this film has won 2 awards. So we will have Meet Mr. Toilet. This one got Chinese subtitles. Meet Mr. Toilet.
I thought in the end, Mr. George Yeo supported him.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how he met George Yeo? That's another story.
When we are children, our parents tell us not to talk about shit. This is a really serious problem. What you don't talk about, you cannot improve. A lot of people call me Mr. Toilet. I'm really proud when I hear that because it gives an identity to the work that I do. 40% of the world population still do not have access to a simple toilet. Shit is like fire. If you manage properly, the fire can cook your meal. If you don't manage it, it burns down your house. If you manage shit, it becomes a fertilizer. If you don't manage it, it kills you. About 90% of all the surface water in India are contaminated by feces. 1.5 million children under 5 a year in the world die unnecessarily. You have to have clean water, you have to have safe sanitation. A rich man staying next to a slum. The flies doesn't know a poor man from a rich man. So the rich man is probably eating the shit of the poor man. You better help them get toilets or you will eat their shit.
This is education.
We are hosting the World Toilet Summit. This has been an international event every year since 2001. The people say, why should I use a toilet? It's fresh air outside. I can chit-chat with my friends while I'm squatting there. Our big breakthrough will happen when we look at the poor as if they are customer. When we have to sell them products that are very beautiful and sexy. Once this becomes object of desire, if you don't have, you're not keeping up with the Jonases. We want toilets to become a status symbol for the poor so that they feel proud to own a toilet. Just like a Louis Vuitton handbag. We are actually breaking the taboo on sanitation in the global news. World Toilet Day is 19 November every year. We have the big squad. We are protesting the plight of the 2.5 billion people that still do not have access to a toilet. The fact is, I think about toilet every moment. A life is only 80 years. I'm 52. If I'm going to spend 28 years consuming ostentatiously just to have a diamond watch that I can't read the time because it's too sparkling, it makes no sense. Doing social work that is creating some impact, I think it's better to die like that. I think we can see the day that everybody on planet Earth will have access to clean toilets any day, anytime.
You don't need the government. Okay, any other question?
Congratulations, brother.
Where's
Kind
your
of
sexy
vision.
toilet?
Huh?
Where's the sexy toilet? There is $30.
Later
Coming
on,
up.
the
Oh,
last
not
one,
yet,
how to get almost everything for free.
See now or see later?
See now, this is slide presentation already, I got to talk. You see, a lot of things we don't know. And we don't know doesn't mean that it don't exist, you see. And it's because Jack do this job that every time when he come back, we touch ground only, then I hear, I will ask him all this and that and that's where we learn from. Okay, this actually he just passed me, he didn't even tell me what to do, he didn't even tell me the whole thing, I just mix here and then, and that's how we learn how it works. Jack is now he got only junior college when he was studying, and after that when he started his 16 years of business, he always think that my family don't have a square head. That means no university graduate. So he worked another 35 years and finally he got the square head. After he got the square head already, how did he get the square head? Every time also he got no time to study. So every time examination come, he will invite all his classmates and then they will study with him. Then he will learn from them and then he went to study. So after he got his square head, then because of the job he do, he was given a scholarship in Harvard University, and therefore since he come out from Harvard University, he said all the politicians are his classmates already they all come from there, and also from there then he began to get award. In fact many Asoka membership, very very high class organization got him and awarded him for all these things. So eventually 55 years old, he got 状元. 状元 is what? Better than the square head already. He got his square head, then he got 状元. I think it's called professor already, associate professor after all the scholarship and all these things. So I didn't have the picture. He actually went to rent the 状元 hat. The Chinese, the 状元 hat. And he wear the 状元and he could take his own picture. And he show his own picture. He always like to laugh over everything he do. So I asked his wife, I say, hey, you didn't go and follow? He said, I don't be so crazy like him. He do. See? So because of the crazy sparkle in this man all the time, he's always moving forward, having a lot of ideas. Okay, so the World Toilet Organization, how to get everything for free in 2013, that means new slide. Okay, we have the first slide. Okay, learn a lesson from Tom Sawyer. You heard of Tom Sawyer, right? Auntie, he's an author. He want to go and play. Auntie Polly say, come and paint the fan. And then Auntie Polly, then he think, okay, what I do? I paint the fan, and then he make it so fun. Right? So the people say, Tom, what are you doing? So, this is really fun. And in the end, he get everybody who want to paint the fan has to be a professional. Then you can consider. And under his Tom guidance, he pay Tom. Everyone pay Tom. So Tom collect money. They have 3 coat of paint, and in the end, Auntie Polly bake Tom a cake. So this is the story that Jack would always do. Okay, in the first place, about painting the fan will be organizing the World Toilet Organization. How to reach up to breaking the taboo of things that people don't talk about, but people need. How to make people change their habits of anyhow shit in a place. And to educate them, you have to, in fact, he says there was one of the situation whereby, they invite all the villagers, whose shit is this? They pick up all the shit, and then they have to pick up all the shit, and then they show the shit, and the villagers say, oh, this one not my shit, Abu shit, this one not my shit, this one Akam shit. Nobody want to say that's their shit, okay? Because I didn't shit there. So they say, okay, never mind. So they put all the shit over this side. Then these people come, so they give them food. So they give them food. So they put all the food at the other side. So they saw exactly what's happening. The fly comes to the shade, the flies goes to the food. So they are not aware of, but so what? The fly goes shade, go blah, blah, blah. Then when Jack talked to them that time, Jack said, these are all ideas storming from other people also. So Jack told them, see, just now can you see or not, whoever's the shade is, we don't care. But the fly do not know whose shade it is. Okay, you don't want to own your shade, you don't own your shade. But the fly comes to the shade and the flies come to your food. Do you dare to eat all those food there? Then, this is a lot of education. And then another thing why sometimes people say Jack is always putting himself up. He says, if I put myself up to do as a fool, as a clown, nobody's going to sue me. And I'm the model and no need to pay money, man. Okay, so you do all the things that it is supposed to be. And the point is, because of all this awareness, then, we gather people on. So
I have an idea for Jack lah. Later on I share with you
okay, good.
Later on then you
Thanks.
convey my idea to Jack.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for offering help, okay? We need all the help, in fact, okay? So, Jack continued talking. So, 2 days ago, he went to this BBC invited him for morning session. So, in the end, he told them, or he told us, he says, I hope it goes well with their conflict breakfast. Early morning talk about shit. Then they also was with the program with TAD. So later on it will appear in the YouTube again. Okay, next slide please. So Jack's journey. Jack has no degree and he started business at 24 now. Starting business at 24 is not an easy task, right? Especially when you have no money. My family very poor one. But Jack can't help it because, so you will see from Jack's journey that every time life give him a lemon, he turned into a lemonade. Okay, Jack became a businessman, start business on his own at 24 years old is because my elder brother,
Do what?
Huh?
24.
24 years old,
Do what business?
Do what?
huh?
What business?
Building business.
Oh.
We are in the building trade, building supply. It's because my elder brother, both of them were working in Declan. We all started as salespeople. In fact, my elder brother was the one who says sales is the starting of a business because you learn how to talk, you learn all the business of a salesperson. So when my elder brother moved out of the Declan, his agency followed my brother out. So the company now began to punish this young boy. So worrying that he may also do the same thing, but the thing is he didn't. And so in all the situation that cannot work in Declan, he started to tell himself, I start my business. So he went out, got no money, no company. He only know the knowledge of operable wall. You know what's operable wall? You know, you go to big hotels, they will partition the walls. You go to Suntec City, they will partition the wall, and the wall are so soundproof and all these things. So in Singapore at that time, Jack was the only expert because he sell the wall. He sell the wall in Declan. And in anything that we all do, we do it very well. So when Jack came out of in that frustration, not knowing what to do, he went to an interview, a German brand. So this German brand saw Jack, liked him very much, but no company, nothing. So after 1 month, this principal matchmake Jack with a company and then got Jack into the business. So this is how the business is. But along the line in the business world, there are a lot of people who want to eat you up, want to chase you out, want to kick you out, all these things Jack goes through. But we still able to hit through. So at 40 years old, after going through 16 business, which also lead them into developer, they were housing developer. So that's why that Hong Kong man introduced him as a developer. But basically we are still toilet cubicle, toilet supply. And then many a time now, if you go to any toilet now, in fact many toilets, you will see BESCO, BESCO, BESCO. The hotels, many of them are literal, of course they will tear off that sticker, but they were all Jack's project. And Jack's company, he's so busy, how could he be doing all these things? He make it automatic. So he only collect his salary from time to time, he come and talk to them, and if any problem, they will just tell him. That means to say, he operate his company from a distance. Why? He give them all the rights, exactly what Tom Sawyer do. Okay? Give them authority, appraise them, give them the money, the profit sharing, and everybody runs automatically. And this is exactly how he runs WTO also. Okay, so he was searching for a meaning, and that was the time, because we were selling toilet cubicles. He goes around, and then he saw that, wow, in Japan, they actually award the children, the little children, they reward the little children for washing toilet. That means to say, it's not a punishment to wash toilet. You are so good today, you wash the toilet. So, yeah. So you say, wow, this is really good, man. No wonder they have such clean toilet. So then he saw the Australian, all those ecosystem that you see in the countryside, all these things. Actually, it's not true what you say. It's not quite true, because it has improved over the time already. Very recently, I went to China, and I actually saw China, the not so ulu places. They actually have toilets whereby they tell you to press a certain button, and it's a whole big trunk outside, all plastic, then they roll out. So there are very interesting things that is happening already, and a lot of people want to do it because Jack present it as a business. Okay, so he saw that sanitation was really neglected. So, and because he has no status and he has no authority to help him, he go and tell the Singapore government. They always, PAP would always think, what are you up to? What do you intend to do? Let us spy on you, that kind of thing. So he never get anything done in Singapore. So on a shoestring budget now, at that time at 40 also was a turnover, if you may say. The eagle has to fly again. There was 4 partners in his company, and at that time also Singapore building trade was a slum. So in this kind of building trade slum, everywhere around the world, you will have this called 三角债, three party debtors. That means to say, you buy things from me and you sell things to him. He can't pay you, you can't pay me. Okay, so under this situation, the company was going to collapse. It was so stressful. And in this stressful situation, long time ago, Jack got this partner out. And this partner is, because Jack saw this partner being his colleague in Declan, they were both very frustrated because the boss was always pounding them. Jack saying, you want to come out with me? So they became partner. But this partner, after Jack began to grow in his business, in fact, we do very well from buying and selling reward houses, which this man didn't join us initially. So we make that money, and then this man began to be very jealous. So can you imagine, this man is beside Jack all the time, but he is the man who would always play Jack out, do dirty tricks behind Jack, and it goes on. And up to 40 years old, because the eagle has to fly again, this man said the company was going to collapse. This man took the roof tiles out, which is the best selling in that company, and then he by himself out. So the company left my elder brother and my younger brother. The company really was going to collapse, and every time when the bank called, Jack would say, ask my wife lah. And then they will call the wife until the wife got cancer.
Ask the sister.
Then the wife was starting to be a real estate agent. So under this type of very high pressured situation, Jack finally tell himself, I move out to do something fruitful, charity. then he changed his direction. It gives him a soul to move on. Not only that, after some time, he then began to think, because the company was really going to collapse, but because the situation like that, banks are good. Bankers knew you have assets, knew you are hardworking and good people. So bankers dare not sue us. So over so many years, bankers dare not sue us. So we didn't collapse. So eventually Jack thought of a plan. This has to do with trust and believe that everybody are good. So he go and tell Beng Cheng, say, Beng Cheng, you owe me money.
You didn't tell me.
Example lah. Beng Cheng, you owe me money. Actually,
No, wrong example, Sumbo.
no. Okay, Sumbok, you owe me money.
But that I wasn't born
Surely
yet.
you don't want to be a Chao Nam, right? You are a trustworthy business person. And Sumbok said, yeah, of course, but Jack, it's so terrible. Jack said, I knew I have a lot of all these things. Why not this way? You pay me what you think you can pay me. And then we write off the debt. So because of this kind of collection, people bring, you bring out a good thing about that person. You trust that person and you bring out the good nature in that person, so that person pay. So Sumbok maybe pay 20 cents. After that, he said, hey Jack, I got some more little bit, I pay you. And in the end, the whole company turned over. Now we come back to the man who bring out the best roof tiles out. You see, now you look at the Singapore trends. You see, we in life, you don't need to go and think about scheming to revenge, like you see all the 武侠小说, you don't need to. There is always a way.
Now nobody use roof tiles.
Yes, you are correct. So he knows, now nobody use roof tiles, because if you put flat roof,
You have.
you sell it. You sell it as a garden, you sell it as everything, you can sell it. So nobody used roof tiles. So the guy who took out the Frenchman roof tiles, he got no business. So he has to work back. He almost collapsed, and he wasn't also a faithful husband. His wife resigned as a teacher and came to work and help him support up. So they are working from home. So I say, what kind of business? He said, Jack said, I think let's see which roof tile is going to spoil and then replace it. And sometimes people would, if the roof tile, they rather clear the roof tiles and re-renovate it into flat roof.
Solar panel. Put solar panel.
Yes, but
Make into penthouse.
so this come back to what is going on. My elder brother has waterproofing, so last time we cover everything lah, the roof tiles and the flat roof. So now my elder brother's business is coming up. He got no labor and all these things. So what he do? He just supply. He just sell, and you go and contractor go and do this waterproofing. Every roof need waterproofing. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so his job was to hope to change the world. That's his mission. Okay, next slide, please.
How you jump so far? Sanitation jump.
Miss it.
Yeah, rules are another topic.
Because that one he's talking about his personal business lah. Okay, so now he say what we do in any branding, you start with a mission. Your mission has to have passion drive, and the passion have to be consistent. Over the years, many things, he's very consistent. You continue doing the same thing over and over and over again, and this is exactly what you do, Jack do. So therefore, after some time, it became legitimate, and then you have people to support. In all things, it's like that. The next one. So this is next one. Okay, this is the first called Restroom Association in Singapore. This is what you see in Singapore now lah. This so originally it began with Singapore. Again, Jack always have a cartoon way of doing things. So this one is called RA. Rated. RA. So RA, there's a man, there's a woman. So in 1998 was where he started the idea of. So he continued talking, right? I told you he's continued talking. So until 2001. it became a world organization. Again, I said he thought a lot of people don't care. Then it is the Swedish people who say, Jack, I support your idea. And therefore it began with the West people, and then it began with 15 countries from the Western world. Now it is 235 members in 56 economy. That means 56
More than
countries.
SMS already.
More than
More than SMS.
Actually,
2001 was the year the Swiss supported him.
what's the
The previous.
No, it started in 2001, right?
Yeah.
the world
When
started?
did,
The world supported him. Singapore no support.
So
this-
when the Swiss supported him?
Yes,
In what
yes,
year?
yes.
In what year?
2001.
That's the
Probably 2000 and
Oh,
therefore
it started in
2000 2000 then slowly all the other countries
And
come.
15 countries all in Europe. All in Europe. None.
Who don't need toilet problem,
who
or,
don't need.
or not as bad as India, Indonesia, no.
How he talks to the Europeans?
Because Jack travels, because of work he has to travel.
What? I thought
We sell, he got 16 business man.
I thought close already, what?
No, we didn't close. Our business didn't close.
Oh.
And so he keep, whenever he is in any summit, only he'll tell people. Anywhere you go for exhibition, you go to his business always have to go to Europe lah, because his business, his principle is his brand from German. So you go to any trade show, you meet one another. Okay, so this how he motivated these people to. So okay, the next one. So this become his idea, how the business is. Okay, so there is a global toilet community supported by World Toilet Organization, and so what is happening is he tells all this to everybody that actually exactly what he says. There are so many business to do if you come into this sanitation business. Okay, so because of doing that, I've been to a few in Shenzhen, for example. The Chinese people, why would they care? They also anyhow shit in a longkang, right? You see, but because Jack told them there were business to be done, so they all joined into the exhibition. So you see a lot of Chinese product related to toilets coming out to join in that organization, and because it was a success in that exhibition, we got money. See, all these things turns around, but it is all Jack who is able to tell all these people that these are all important. Don't you think so? Huh? And he highlight to all these people, and if you were to look at all these things, it is true also. Now you all know about SARS, right? SARS began in Hong Kong.
On Hong Kong, yes.
And SARS began with what happened? A sewage problem. So a sewage problem break, and then the bacteria move off, and then in Hong Kong. And how could it in Hong Kong become a whole world problem?
No, it's because they have toilet. If they don't have toilet, no problem.
They have a sewage problem that they have to solve.
Isolated.
So you see down here also sewage, water conservation, physical health. Okay, so they come to design all these things. That's why you say making it sexy. Educating people why you need a toilet is one of the most difficult thing, and you can't get funding because whoever who want to fund you want to see result. Jack say, if I teach 10 people about toilet, maybe 1% agree with it, the rest 9% disappear. So where the fund? Yeah, so it's a problem thing. So it's a thing that you need time and you need constantly charging money. Okay, next one. Looks like I talk too long.
Sylvia, you mentioned about the fly moving from the toilet to the food, that cartoon. I think that should be made freely available.
Yeah, meet Mr. Toilet, that one, no?
Yeah lah.
And then with that, we must educate dog owners, you know. Sometimes I see the dog owners, if they don't see anyone looking at them, they walk away, you know.
Yeah,
question
yeah, then you get to stand on the sheet. Is that no joke? Okay, so there's a great need, a lack of sanitation. Just now we already say 2.6 billion, and Jack marked it out that there's a lot of money to be earned. Please go and earn it. And therefore he keep on telling people, and then people got to change their mind. It's called breaking the taboo.
Then why don't he earn himself? Then
Tom Sawyer, you miss the Tom
No,
Sawyer.
you can't. You die, I tell you.
No,
You need a lot of people. You need a lot of people out there to work.
yeah, then it can grow like Foxconn like that.
Sorry, coming to 9 o'clock. Okay, now you see this whole road, children squat to shit any time of the day. Night time, men and women shit. Okay, so this whole row, and then you see this little girl, she is having diarrhea. So as she walks, she shit, no? And this is normal, going on. You don't see only what? Okay, next one. Men shit at night.
Yeah. Next, find another one.
The woman, they didn't. Okay, next one.
But why he?
Okay, one fly is more dangerous than 100 tiger, he tell the Indian.
Nobody believe him.
Nobody believe, of course, but one fly kills so many people. It goes to shit. Oh, but the tiger, you see the tiger coming on, you can even kill the tiger, you see? So, okay, next one.
Yeah, I would rather be with one fly than 100 tigers.
Okay, so this is Africa. Okay, the lot of slum. In Africa, you see the fly toilet. Next one. Okay, the slum has no toilet. Next one, please. Okay, the polluted waterway. I think Thailand also you see all these things.
Singapore also
Next
have one.
No, that's
Where?
Okay lah, hard to find lah.
Hard to find. No, I don't think so. Okay, in Africa, this whole road is called flying toilet. What? This whole road, anybody can shit anywhere. See? Anywhere, they just sit there and shit. Because they got the house next to it, they got no place to toilet.
All these are money leh. You take the shit, you can sell to the farmers.
Yeah, but nobody take the shit, so it become harmful to you.
Okay, I'll go.
It kill people. Okay, next one. Okay, these are some of the horrible picture that Jack posed. You see, he used toilet paper to wrap. He says nobody talks about it. What we don't discuss, we can't improve. No charismatic species, therefore no resources. And this was how he started. In fact, if you were to remember back then in Singapore, there are many times where you see he squat on the toilet all these things, and they are always in the newspaper. But after that, nobody cares about it anymore. But he continued his mission. Okay, next one. There's another one. Okay, using humor to break the taboo. Jack is very good at using humor. If you were to talk to him every 5 minutes, he'll be making you laugh. Every time he make you laugh. It's just that it's the humor in him, okay? So he leveraged on the media. He keep on using the media, the interview, all these things. When you go to the YouTube, full of many of them are downloaded there, and many are not even. Okay, but the point is he continue using the media because the media is free. The media need to talk something so he act out and this thing. So when he talked to the earlier on the government, some government, I think he said Thailand, the minister said, Jack, so funny how come you talk people here? How come we talk nobody here? Jack said, because you dare not wrap up your toilet paper around you. So they say, yeah, true. But in Korea, there's another guy, a politician, and then very crazy. He wanted a share of Jack's glory. At that time, Jack was building up. He built his own house, a toilet bowl. But of course, he disappeared after he didn't win his political thing
No
lah
lah,
at that time.
flushing out lah.
Yeah, lah, flushing. Okay,
Flush
so
that.
he looked big, you see. He has unlimited resources. Just now say no resources, right? Then he turned it around, become unlimited resources. Think abundantly. Okay, there are other people. So if you want to do anything yourself, you can't succeed. But especially now when it's the internet world, you can do a lot of things, because when you have a lot of people, means you like octopus, you know, so many hands and your hand keep on stretching up. Then you have some more octopus among you, and then they octopus. That's quite called network. Okay, so you have other people, and you have other people's money, you have other people's talent, you can other people's authority. And you have other people's stuff, everything other people, they are going to give you for free. So what happened to George Yeo? One day, Jack went to this certain country. Again, I cannot remember the country. And Jack was supposed to give a talk. And George Yeo at that time was Minister of Foreign Affairs. So he came, and the guy said, "Hey, George Yeo, you know there's this Singaporean guy making a great impact. You come and listen to his talk." And I never heard of a world toilet man. Say, yeah, he's doing a good job in our country. Maybe it's Thailand or what. So the guy came. This is a design by the German. Okay, so that's how he met George. And that's where George later on helped to get this approval of World Toilet Day. So this one again, who is going to post? Jack post himself squatting. And shit. So this is anywhere lah. As long as there is a situation for him to talk, he gets others' expertise, people who would listen to people, to them, and they talk. So Jack inspire the big man, and the big man helps him to talk. Another one. And because of all this awareness, 2005, the ladies' toilet now, standard is, ladies' toilet are bigger than men's toilet. Don't ladies feel good about it? Can we give a round of applause?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, huh? Because you didn't check. Next time you should wash toilet lah.
My
Okay,
wife and I
next.
use the same
Like
toilet.
Toto, is it?
I thought
Yeah.
another point in past in parliament, they would have to build more women toilets than men.
Yes, yes.
The
More
ratio
women's
wise.
toilet and all women's toilet are bigger than men in many, many ways.
No, they just build urinal point can already.
Okay, so Lim Se Sui,
Lim Swee Say.
Lim Swee Say also became Jack's good friend, you know. So we have some connection with Singapore government support, but not fully yet, because Singapore government like that, you can do. Wow, the whole world all like you. Okay, I better get to know you. That's it lah. But nothing much. I didn't give him much money also lah. Okay, next one. Okay, so now we are showing you World Summit. It become larger and larger by the year. Okay, then next one. Okay, in Shanghai. This is interesting. This was preparing for the World Olympic in Beijing. And so if you've been in Beijing, you saw that the toilet facility was so much improved because of this. And a lot of people begin to see, wow, got business lah. So more people join. Okay, next one. Teaching little children that you cannot poo-poo outside, you know. Then give them certificate and all these things. No joke, no. You got to teach children from big, you know. Okay? And this one was supported by the princess.
Princess Diana.
Okay, so they begin to progress lah. More and more people. Next one. You got this big man. Don't know who he is. A lot. So he got big man to actually act like a crown with him. You see, they put the toilet seat. But Jack put on, they all dare not lah. They kiki.
The fella the cake come out some more.
Lot of the ring. Okay, Moscow. So is also in. Now that we are talking, he's in Korea. Don't know what he do again, but again it's all the talking. Visit our space toilet. Oh, this is in USA. USA. Learning how to get toilet over there. Then now the Modi government, before we know Modi is going to be the top man, Jack already knew, and in the Modi government, many of the rich, the film stars all are supporting. Okay, next one. And actually, recently only then you see people, the Prince of Orange. So Jack has made a lot of statue. If you see that book inside, there's this boy squatting, that's Jack's photo. He made into a lot of statues. So he's going to give everybody in the world one, called the Pool Boy. Okay, George Yeo. This, he's no more. Oh, this time he's already no more the minister. And he asked Jack, why you ask me? And Jack said, because you're not a minister, that's why I dare to ask you. So they continue already this. Next one. This one is the Bali, Indonesia. Indonesia doing a lot of good work over there. The big battle. Next one. That carriage, actually Jack sit inside, no? Tua Ong. Then educating these people, getting the school to reach out. All are education. So get best in the class of pro bono service. That means you get all these good people who are willing to volunteer. Right now in Singapore, he pay very little to two. One is a French girl, another one is an Australian. These people are learning from the from the WTO back to their own country. So they are stationed here under skeleton salary. They got more money than Jack could pay them. And then they are going back to start their own WTO there. Okay, so this was again like a pull sheet, Jack's idea, and somebody started this a draw for Jack. Again, it's free of charge, okay? But it was supposed to be in Singapore Science Centre, but Singapore government don't support. In Germany, Jack says there is a museum for toilets. Toilet, that means all the toilet bowls from the ancient time too. And then from there, Jack buy the sound of a party, everybody farting, or the sound of how people fart. Then he also got another one on toilet flushing. Funny people lah. So this is going to be another shop, another business coming out, whereby for business, for advertisement. Okay, so he has list out all these things. So this is going to be a sanitary selling shop that is worldwide. Started with Singapore, and it will be moving out worldwide, teaching people how to make very cheap toilet. Okay, come on. This is the one. Very flimsy one. And then teaching them how to go back and then glue them on, put mud underneath. Okay, next one. The poor become entrepreneur. Every poor got business to do. These are all the poor people putting all these things into big round things to collect the shit, and then the shit become fertilizer. In India, they are selling a lot of fertilizer. Now a lot of people it's called organic fertilizer, your shit. You do not know. Elephant shit are one of the best, most expensive shit. Fox shit can burn the fox shit, then the fire goes shoot very high. In China, you walk the Great Wall of China, they say last time they have to use fox shit. Then they shoot the fire very high to say the enemy comes already. So it's very good. So he tells you, how does it work? The cost price $8, $4, $2 can sell.
flush water. What? See the picture before?
Okay, back to that one.
Flush water, they're too small. Fill up in no time.
It works lah. It works lah. If it doesn't work, it would have given the problem, but these are working. Okay, next one.
It's a salt, septic tank.
Septic tank.
So eventually, these people become associated with him, and it is a business going on, and this is how we move the world. This is how the world got interested in sanitation, and they are getting involved, and so the poor get work, the poor get sanitary, get all the toilets and all these things. So Clinton, is a good man now. He helps us. Next one. Okay, we also got this guy support. You saw what is this thing? This toilet roll. Okay, so he has been awarded in Time magazine also, called the Hero of Environment. This was 2008. This guy, you all know, this guy supported Jack. He was the one who moved on water, quality of water for the world. Then he support Jack. Another one. This one, he went to don't know what big function. Then this is the top man for WTO, the World Trade Organization. So you take the picture, say the two WTO. So this is the UN man. You see, it takes time. It takes time before we get even approved. Okay, this one was in Reader's Digest, where you also don't know, it was in Reader's Digest. One of the article inside lah. Then he got the pop star, the pool culture with pop culture. So always he make it humorous for people. And okay, next one. In India, they got also the film stars helping out. Okay, so annually they are supporting it. There are a lot of people in the Google search. You go to World Toilet Organization. There you got a lot of YouTube video about his interview and all these things. Next one. Okay, so that made Mr. Toilet win 2 prizes. So Jack was also there to see them receive the film. So that film was very well done. They win 2 awards. Next one. Another award. Okay, next one. Last year, I think, the UN all officially say that this is now. Morocco is the one, their national day falls on the same day. So they objected, but then no, bopian still like that. Jack said Morocco. This is a statue. This is a statue that Jack paid, and it is at this place now. You can see it.
So where Singapore
Yeah, this is Singapore.
this evolution right? Evolution.
Shape, P, happy.
I thought monkey.
Then okay, this one is the film Jack Neo show. You didn't see this show. This show was also last year's celebration. So this show didn't get so popular like the Pink Ko lah. But this show tells us our Singapore problem on toilets.
人人有份。
人人有份。
有些更多份。
All these are designed by Jack, the shocking Bollywood movie, Life Without Toilet, but hasn't come yet. Planning. So don't know which actor going to act for free. Okay, next one. Okay, this place, he was honored by this man. Apparently, this is one of the tribe in New Zealand.
Samoa.
And this
Honorary Prime Minister.
And he says the Prime Minister of New Zealand was Yeah, this is honor, you know.
2014.
Honor.
2014 lah.
So, just
2014.
not too long. So just not too long, and when he says the other one that got honored by this man was the Prime Minister of New Zealand, no? So he got honored, so he must take. He always like that one.
This one is 100 years later.
Oh, this one, why he got honored is he's going to help the whole place make eco toilet system. And next year they have a convention in this place. Okay, now this is the toilet problem, the marketplace, the poor.
Africa.
This one looks like Hong Kong. There was once he came back with this story. The Cambodian people need money for toilet, and they had no money, and Jack got no money also. And just nice, the honky banker said, Jack, we can support you. We want to donate. Jack said, okay, I married you too. So after married, they also got business going. So now honky banks are in Cambodia, thanks to Jack Sanitary World Toilet. Okay, so he explained the vision is how you move one and then the rest begin to move. Okay, so he's starting with social enterprise and the rest move on.
Gear turn wrongly.
So he started this Bob World Convention exposed in time to come. In fact, it has already started. Next year is going to do very well in. This is the building that we leased from the government for 60 years, and it was always all along 6-story high, and then we rebuilt it.
What is Bob?
This in time to come. In time to come, this is going to be the toilet of the future. Design.
T, B,
Huh?
B is what? BOP or TOP.
Besco.
No lah, just name lah. Anyhow give one lah.
Your name, okay.
It used to be Besco shop, a Besco building lah. Then we rebuilt it. Then Besco, this is his company. Besco. So it's going to be ready by next year. In fact, yeah, by next year.
But you said no
11
money.
million.
Then one building so big. No money, how to have one building so big?
Oh, that no money was last time.
Now it's so much.
You know, Jack, they also diversifying, because it started with building supply, then he went into making brick in Malaysia, then they went into developer, they went even into, the Australian International School was, they themselves set up a group of people. So he did sell, they got money lah. So, okay, what is happiness? Happiness is everything go on automatic, correct? You won't be late, but if you don't, everything want yourself. If you go on automatic, you can come very early. Don't have to worry your office work.
Now that you tell me.
Mastery. That means to say, although it goes on automatic, you are still master. You still are the person who hold things on. Okay? Why? Because you set everybody with a purpose. That means to say, all these things that you move on, they are duplicatable. So, sustainable happiness versus temporary happiness. If Jack is here, he will tell you more. I don't know. That's his story. Got some more now? Okay, energy equals to time. You have only 24 hours, the day is fixed. So, how many hours worth of work done? So, but if you make it fun, you will have more energy. More energy means more productivity hours, and some people may only need to give up 2 hours, but in 2 hours, you can multiply the hours. So leveraging time, leveraging people's talent is how WTO works to this day. Okay? Now he always tells us that he has 80 years old, he will die lah. So he would always say that if it's in, so now I have left only. So now he is counting to that lah. So So the next one. This is Jack picture or drawing on himself again.
Looks like Jack Neo.
Yeah.
He and Jack Neo look a little bit. They both got square face. Actually, when Jack was born, his face wasn't really square. No square face. Okay. Life is short. A short journey. Make it a useful one. Any question? Again, heaven is on the train. Any question?
It's got lateral thinking.
Yeah. He always think funny. 没有 question? Okay, we close shop, finish. Because actually there is another video. The other video is sort of like duplicated lah. Only thing you got some other added picture, that's all.
You mentioned he gave a talk in TED, TED, is it?
TED.
Yes, that's a very
TED. Very famous one.
famous.
So he went to UK to US. BBC is in UK. UK. So his TED is in UK lah. He had both one day into another.
He has given the talk already.
Yeah, finished already. He told us. Got some more? No more already, right?
This one.
Oh, this one
PowerPoint, but
This
how
one?
come didn't show?
Okay, this one very fast This one very fast. I sit down already.
Okay, didn't show.
The
Show down
other
there,
screen,
show.
the other screen, you move to the other screen. There are two screens.
Okay, this one very fast He tells you.
Two screen your screen two screen.
So his WTO organization is a non-profit organization.
Yes, non-profit. So he will talk and people will give him money. And he will lecture in Singapore, you and everywhere, and people give him money, and all the money will go to his WTO. The book that you all pass around, the book is a textbook for don't know who lah. He say it's a textbook some people, so it's a textbook, and from that book he tells you from your childhood, from experience, from your every life experience, you actually can excel. Is how much you want to learn from
There
your
are two screens, that's how you go to the screen. Big picture.
It's big job, but because you keep on talking it and therefore the momentum comes about already, then you now already he got all the government to accept and to support. So this will be much easier. Plus in India, get raped and all these things. So there's a picture whereby he sit with two father and he say we will not marry our daughter to those who have no toilet. This is going to be one of them then.
So all the government welcome him except Singapore.
Yeah, I think one very good thing is because we are so small, most government did not find us threatening. No? Plus Jack is not a government, so Jack is doing a lot of ambassador work to the world.
Two screen, I told you one on the left one.
Okay, so we will go very fast already. So we send it.
It's there, you look there, it's on the
Okay,
right side.
the next slide. The next slide is an apple. So what he's talking is not something you can eat, and neither is it something you can wash your. So it is nothing of nothing.
68 slides there.
Okay, very fast, very fast. Okay, nothing to wash, nothing to clean up with. Therefore, it is not a charismatic species. Shit is not charismatic species. So it's very difficult to talk about shit, right? Nobody likes to talk about shit. So like just now he said, it's not about saving a panda. So it is the water sector. People talk about dirty water, grey water. So you see, people like the beauty queen, but that's my mother and his son. Nobody talks about philia, all these things, right? People like to look at beauty only. So everywhere people shit. You see, the boy shit next to the shit, she also shit. So next to it, then this girl got diarrhea continuously. This one we saw. Okay.
Just sound darker.
Just one, yeah. This is another slide, but you will see some other thing. Okay, polluted is dead water. Next one, check all this we do already. Okay, all this other finish. We get 17, number 17. Okay, this picture used already. So he sent me the whole file, you see, so I just pick up from like this. So you see, Australia, all the country that don't need this problem, see the problem and help. Okay, this is a very famous Bollywood star. Germany helps. Okay, Korea, he's now in Korea. South Africa, of course, that's where they all need. Okay, these are all the people who support lah, the squad lah, huh? Okay, so in World Toilet Organization, I'm really going to take a picture of squad thing. Okay. Okay, in Singapore. Then this one in Cambodia. This one in America. This one in London. This is at the center of town, very interesting. Everybody queue up just to sit down and take a picture. Okay, this one is in India. New Zealand, Russia, Australia. This is a parliament, Holland. Okay, so all these organizations are volunteers setting up WTO in their country, and they will be the one who organize Jack to get Jack to go and talk, and therefore Jack go and talk, earn the money will go to that country. See, this is how it works, huh? Okay, yeah, okay, we move on. Yeah, we talk about cheap toilet, okay. Then the abeng also, the pool. Then we have the gap, okay. Then we have another girl, lady who helps. Then this is the very handsome man. He give kiss. He say he give somebody a kiss, they will come up donate money. So it was in the YouTube also. Then this guy, okay. Then next one. These are all the advertisement that they continue with. Oh, Google. London have this sculpture haven't come out yet. This is another idea of putting your face in the Facebook. So he used a lot of mass media to that effect. Okay, go. Okay, move on. Move on. What's that? Okay, Prince of Orange. So Prince of Orange is going to get the pool boy also. Okay, so. Okay, this one we saw already. We saw 56 we haven't seen. 56. Okay, making it beautiful. 56 also educate people on hygiene through Thai dance. Okay, who is this guy? Oh, this was the one he gave keys to the rich. I mean, there was a big function. So he said, this guy said, okay, I give a kiss. How much you going to donate for? So it works also. He's giving the poor business. Okay, this one is very cute. This one, 60. Then we will not marry our daughter to families without toilet. Then get raped, all these things. And in India, it's very sad. Why they rape the girl and still kill the girl? You know why? Because they belong to the untouchable. So the guy is forced by the chief to have sex with this girl, and then he felt that I'm dirty by having sex with you, so I must kill you. Life so sad, so sad. So, okay, all this finished already. Okay, the last picture is a beautiful toilet. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. You will have lucky draw. Okay.
You forgot to mention one very famous pool. We need the pool.
Yeah, doctor, you say you want to give some idea?
Doctor, those who have a garden, if you can, instead of pool and then flush away, Pool, fold it up, go to the garden, dig a hole and put it in. Something like that. Something like that.
Must have a method to do
Nowadays,
that lah.
those dog shit around that you talk about, I mean, the place I stay, all of us many, and on rainy day,
Flush the toilet.
Yeah. I think that is dangerous.
it's dangerous.
Because all the water goes to
Not
the
enough.
waterway goes to the rest.
Okay, number 2. Who is number 2?
And then what?
Graham Chua.
Graham, you want the toilet roll?
Which toilet you want?
Expiry also can use.
Present lah.
Antique no,
No lah,
antique.
Ding Cheng give
No
lah,
lah,
Ding Cheng.
No,
Come.
no. You give.
Take.
You have a pretty girl.
Take
you don't
together.
take. Hug together. One kiss. How much you donate?
Okay, next
Give you one kiss. How much you donate? Wait.
Thank you very much.
快点，don't blur. How much you donate? One kiss.
Buy one book.
Wait lah, why I take all the new number?
Okay, this one.
6 or 9? 9.
This one. One hug.
Yo.
How much you donate? Okay. Okay. How much you donate? 買啦。
你講咗好笑啊。Okay.
面對嘢個 free of charge. It shoot so many.
Okay, number 10.
Number 10. Limpo Sing.
Oh. I think
Thank you very much. Okay, thanks. One full sample.
Okay.
this
Who
one
is
now
number
we
1?
open up lah.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Loy Kapat.
Loy.
Win the prize. Win the prize.
Wait.
Thank you.
Alamak.
Toilet.
Alamak.
No need to take lah. This one my chief.
Wait, why don't you hand like that?
Shake hand.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, open up lah. Then you can give more people. You open
Yeah,
up,
good
you give
idea.
more
Who is
people.
number 14? 14.
Chai.
Hey, Chai.
Saya tak ah.
It's not the same pattern as you leh. Wow.
Our uniform you don't know.
Yeah lah.
Then you can use it.
Hey, so
Okay,
busy
wait.
leh you. Don't spend
好了，我
lah.
带起了。Thank you very much for your time. I try to get this book then I donate on Christmas time lah.
Yeah. One copy for the potluck party draw.
But you know this funny fact is the Carthaginian they have a flushing system 600 BC. They have a city of like 300,000.
Then
And they have flushing system. Water coming in, flushing system. They flush and then the waste go through a sewage system and go out. 600 BC but 600 BC and
so
yet
actually
200
cannot go
years.
to see, you know.
Why
Cannot
not?
go
I
see.
don't know how they go. They have a system and they have a city as big as
Who is the date?
Carthaginian, somewhere North Africa.
I only know there will be a lot of work for India next year.
But one thing is London is 200 years ago. They just go up the road. Like
200 years.
But there was 600 BC already have the toilet system.
The Roman
The
time.
Carthaginian. North Africa there, now the Mediterranean Sea.
Funny how come this civilization just gone?
Yeah, they fight war, fight.
Sometimes people don't know why they got wiped out.
They want the money and they fight.
Thumb drive.
Thank
you, Mr. Teo.
Drinking water.
Okay.
Number of districts you need to take into consideration. For example, the Australians when they go hiking,
Track it back off.
they
This one, anyhow put thumb drive inside, now virus.
Eh, like that very good, no? Very handy, then can hear also.
What is that?
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
What is